This morning on Good Day, breaking news from our nation's capital. President Trump and the First Lady have tested positive for coronavirus. We have new developments on that and what it could mean for the country straight ahead. We may have a vaccine that works, however, is it safe? And if it is, when will it be available to you? New details just coming in.
And coming up, we'll take a look at that weekend weather forecast. Look at it outside. It is gorgeous. Wait until you see those daytime highs. I think you're going to like it. All right, Good Day on a Friday. It's starting right now.
Breaking now.
We're praying for the President and the First Lady that they'll have a speedy recovery.
Breaking news, the president has tested positive for COVID-19, and multiple news outlets are saying that he's starting to feel some cold-like symptoms. This information coming from Donald Trump himself, that he tested positive. This is the tweet that he sent out. Quote, "Tonight, the First Lady of the United States and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together." The First Lady also tweeting last night saying, quote, "As too many Americans have done this year, the President and I are quarantining at home after testing positive for COVID-19. We are feeling good, and I have postponed all upcoming engagements. Please be sure you are staying safe, and we will all get through this together." Now, we're also learning from multiple news outlets that the president's son, Barron, 14 years old, he has tested negative for the virus. We've also got a tweet for you now from the Vice President Mike Pence saying, quote, "Karen and I send our love and prayers to our dear friends, the President and First Lady. We join millions across America praying for their full and swift recovery. God bless you, President Trump, and our wonderful First Lady, Melania," end quote. Now, we've learned that Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence have both tested negative for the virus. This news according to the Vice President Press Secretary. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee just tweeting this out, quote, "All of us hope that President Trump and the First Lady will have a speedy recovery. The virus does not discriminate based on our politics. We hope everyone will protect their health and the health of those around them by doing what we know works, mask up." This morning, other members of Congress are also sending the President and the First Lady their well wishes. We will have those on our website, fox28spokane.com.
All right, so let's break down the moments leading up to the news that is gripping the nation. Here's what President Trump has been doing for the last few days. He was with the Vice President on Monday in the Rose Garden at a COVID testing event. We know that on Tuesday he flew with at least 30 people to the debate on Air Force One, so top aides and family members, they were on that plane. Now, also on that plane, one of the president's top advisors, Hope Hicks. This whole revelation actually coming after she started to show some symptoms and tested positive. Hicks traveled with the commander-in-chief several times just this past week, including to that first presidential debate on Tuesday. Let's give you a live look now at the White House, where the president, again, is in isolation, not quarantine. Quarantine, of course, means you think that you may have been exposed to the virus. Isolation means that you have it, and you need to stay away from other people who don't have it. Now, he is, because he's sick, he will have to be in isolation until October the 12th. And also new this morning, former Vice President and presidential candidate Joe Biden tweeting this, quote, "Jill and I send our thoughts to President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump for a swift recovery. We will continue to pray for the health and safety of the president and his family," end quote. We know right now Biden is going to get tested for COVID-19. As soon as we get those results, we'll make sure and bring them to you here on Good Day.
A health care bill failed to pass a Senate vote on Thursday. It would have protected those with pre-existing conditions from a Trump administration lawsuit to throw out the Affordable Care Act that the Supreme Court will take up next month. The measure needed 60 votes to pass. It only got 51. Along with Democrats, 6 Republicans voted in favor. Republicans also put forward their own version of a similar bill Wednesday, but it also didn't pass.
In the meantime, the House did pass a $2.2 trillion stimulus plan. Chamber voted to approve it, 214 to 207, 18 Democrats voting against the measure. Now, the next steps to get it through the Senate, where Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said that the Senate and the House are still quite a ways apart on this deal. If the bill passes the Senate, unemployment benefits, the extra $600 a week, would happen again through January, and it would send a second $1,200 direct payment to most Americans.
Now to progress of a potential coronavirus vaccine. If Moderna's vaccine is proven safe and effective, the company's CEO says the general public could have full access to it by late March or early April of next year. Now, it is quite a process. If the safety data all checks out, Moderna will be able to then file a biologics license application with the FDA, which could be examined in late January or early February. Now, if everything goes smoothly, it will be available to everyone eventually, but before that happens, the vaccine will only be used on an emergency basis for high-risk candidates.
Health officials and state leaders nationwide raising concerns regarding the likelihood of COVID-19 clashing with the flu during the winter months.
The flu season is a bit like almost like the hurricane season. Having two respiratory viruses hit us at the same time, like two hurricanes hitting us at the same time, is a big deal.
Individuals with flu and COVID put demands on the same part of our healthcare delivery system.
This is a grave, stark reminder for all of us in our state that COVID-19 isn't over.
Health officials are concerned that their hospital capacity could be stretched too thin. Now let's go with the numbers here in Spokane County. Reporting 111 new cases, no new deaths. The rate per 100,000 over 2 weeks remains at 150. At this point, hospital capacity, we're told, in Spokane is in good shape. Of course, that is especially good news as we are approaching flu season.
In North Idaho, 35 new COVID-19 cases reported. Kootenai County monitoring 6 active cases, while new active cases, while Bonner County monitors 5.
To the economy now. In the midst of the coronavirus lockdowns and the economic struggles, golf courses have been smashing sales records. Stephanie Stevenson has what they're doing this fall to stay open. Stephanie?
Hey, good morning, Matt. Well, it was a rough 6 weeks that those courses had to stay closed, but managers that I've talked with at different golf courses say the second they got to open back up, it has been a whirlwind.
Once we got open early May, it was crazy busy, honestly, because it was one of the first kind of outdoor recreational things to open back up. We were, almost, max capacity for a long time.
The Fairways Golf Course in Cheney says the heat and the smoke were the only things to slow down golfers. And this summer, because of COVID and a lot of things being closed, there was a record-breaking number of new golf members. The National Golf Foundation says that junior golfers could increase by 20% by the year's end. That's around 500,000 new players. And at city courses here, managers say it's been a game of catch-up for the weeks they had off. But now sales are going through the roof, and it's been making up for that. But the other things that courses are doing to help get those profits going is to make sure they're staying open as long as possible, as long as the weather permits, to make sure those golfers can still play. In Spokane, I'm Stephanie Stevenson, Fox 28.
All right, the question is going to be a good weekend to get out and play some golf. The answer, Majestic, is...
I don't see why not.
Okay.
It's okay outside. It's a little hazy, but our air quality is still in the good zone, so I don't see an issue with it. It's going to be a nice weekend all across the inland Northwest. This morning, my friends out in Sandpoint, good morning to you. Look at your visibility, less than a half of a mile right now. So with that being said, it is foggy, and it's also mixed in with a little bit of that smoke and haze. So just drive for the conditions. Make sure your low beam headlights are on. You're taking it nice and slow. You guys know how it goes. But today we're looking at another day of potential haze across the inland Northwest. All areas shaded in gray. You have that slight chance of seeing some of that haze and smoke move in from those California wildfires, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as what we saw a few weeks ago, where our air quality was just really, really bad. We're waking up to good air quality in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A few areas on my map down towards POTUS in the LC Valley, and then back towards north central Washington, waking up to about that moderate air quality. The thing is, the smoke and the haze that we are getting from those California wildfires, it's way up in the atmosphere, so it's really only going to bother those who have breathing concerns. We'll talk about that a little bit more coming up in my weather forecast, but look at this. We're in store for a nice weekend ahead. 79 degrees on Saturday, cooling down on Sunday, but consistently holding on to those 70-degree temperatures, plus sunshine. I'll show you more of your weather forecast just right around the corner. Guys?
All right, Majestic, thank you. Well, we do have good news for you this morning about a missing Utah boy that we've been asking you to keep an eye out for. Police now say that he has been found safe in Oregon. This is a photo of his mom, 43-year-old Emily Jolly. She took her 6-year-old son after a supervised visit, and police thought she might be headed to Washington. Well, officers arrested Jolly, and they're now working to reunite the boy with his father. Detectives are also trying to find a friend of Jolly's who they say may have helped her with the abduction and is now wanted in connection to the kidnapping.
Right now, Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies say they are trying to find a missing teenager. 16-year-old Katriana Dendas disappeared from her home almost 2 weeks ago. Deputies say that it's possible that she may have run away, but they think she could be in western Washington. They say that she dyes her hair, but when she left, it was reddish purple. If you have any idea where she could be, you're asked to contact the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office right away.
A crime tracker alert now. Spokane police trying to find a shooter who killed a 15-year-old. This was the scene at 5th and Fisk last night where police say a drive-by took place. Now they're still looking for information into what may have led up to this shooting. So if you know anything about what happened here, please call Crime Check. That number 509-456-2233.
And new details into a shooting just north of Spokane Community College on Wednesday night. Spokane police say somebody shot a man along Market Street, then drove off. Paramedics took the man to the hospital. We don't know his condition, but detectives have not made any arrests. They think the two people knew each other, and they've found a car that was involved.
Right now, a wanted man is in the Spokane County Jail for trying to outrun deputies twice. Sheriff's deputies say Joseph Perry refused to pull over, and they say it might be because he had a warrant and his license was suspended. During their chase, they say that he hit 2 barriers and did not stop, even though his wheels were sparking. When deputies finally made him spin out, he crashed and totaled his car, but it wasn't over there. He jumped out of the window and ran off. Police then tased him, allowing them to take him into custody.
What are you guys doing? Hey, stop there. Everybody take a seat. Sheriff's office, take a seat. Do it now.
Police busting these 4 men for carrying stolen pot plants. Yeah, that was a pot plant that he tossed off the side of the road. It happened in Oregon's Clackamas County earlier this week. They were all carrying, get this, 80 pounds of marijuana, reportedly stolen from a nearby legal marijuana farm. Officers say that they were not just carrying it, they had it stuffed in their pockets as well. The men, who range in ages from 19 to 22, apparently they say thought they were stealing recreational marijuana. Well, they're now all facing theft and criminal trespass charges.
Caught on camera, a shocking surprise for residents in
Oh boy, you don't like these.
Jim, you're putting bird stories in here again?
Oh,
this is in
man.
Massachusetts.
It's an emu.
It's an emu. That is a big bird. Yep.
Look at that, they're carrying it.
Oh my gosh, what?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I have never seen someone carry an emu like that in my life. Anyway, this was spotted Wednesday morning, taking a stroll through the streets of Haverhill. It's about 36 miles north of Boston. You can see here the emu captured at some point about 2 hours after they saw him on the run, after being given a pear from a nearby tree. I have more questions than answers after seeing this story.
Isn't there like some commercials like with a emu,
Liberty Mutual.
The emu.
That's right, the Limu emu. That's right.
Again, when you look at that, like.
Whew, that looks like he's carrying a kid or a human, almost.
It's just
very bizarre.
Calm, but
he does look calm.
Yeah.
Isn't he tased?
Maybe he was tased.
That's a good point.
Well, here's the thing. Tranquilized.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't even know what is it? An emu? What is an emu?
It's a big bird.
It's a big bird.
Yeah.
Like, is it a mix of something, or is
I'm
it
sure
just
it
an
is.
emu?
Well,
because it kind of reminds me of a giant goose.
We're not bird scientists, Majestic.
It could be, you know, here's the deal. I have no idea, for the record. It could be, though, a mix of a goose and a ostrich.
You heard it here first,
that
Dr. Rogers.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. If you know, could you let us know?
Please tell us. We have no idea.
All right. Well, coming up in my weather forecast, I have your weekend forecast. We made it to Friday. Not looking too shabby outside, a little hazy. I'll walk you through everything you can expect coming up in just a few minutes.
Of course, if that were the case, they should have named it Gostridge instead of an emu.
Ooh,
hey, there you
you're
go.
Creative this morning.
A new study says playing with dolls allows kids to develop empathy and social skills. We'll explain after the break.